When the 2026 wave of new plant proteins hit the Indian market, it didn't take long for viral reports to claim top brands were exposed. But these product failures aren't usually a deep-seated conspiracy. Most of the time, they are the logical result of simple economics and chemistry. Many of you are switching to plant protein for health or ethical reasons, but you are entering a market where many products struggle to meet basic biological requirements. To navigate this, we are breaking down the specific mechanical reasons these 4 brands failed and establishing a framework you can use to vet any future purchase. Our 2026 Plant Protein Audit evaluates 3 pillars: amino acid profile, heavy metal safety, and digestibility. These determine if your body can build muscle and if ingredients are safe long-term. When applied to 4 popular brands, every single one failed across all 3 categories. In most cases, a brand fails because they prioritized mass market profit margins over bioavailability. They lower their production costs, but the user ends up paying the price in poor results. The first failure point is the gap between the protein number on the front of the tub and the actual amino acids inside it. Manufacturers can reduce costs by adding cheap, isolated amino acids like glycine or taurine to the powder. This chart shows standard nitrogen testing. It measures nitrogen, not complete protein structures, so cheap additives count toward the total protein score. While the label shows 25 grams, the actual concentration of leucine, the amino acid triggering muscle growth, is significantly lower. Without hitting a specific threshold of leucine, your body cannot initiate muscle protein synthesis, making the powder ineffective for recovery. This is a direct trade-off. You pay less for it up front, but risk wasting the physiological effort of your entire workout. When a brand prioritizes a low price point through this kind of spiking, the result is a product that does very little for muscle repair. The second failure point is more subtle. It involves where the raw ingredients come from and the contaminants they might carry. To keep costs down, some brands source low-tier pea and soy crops grown in regions with limited soil oversight. The economic incentive here is clear. Sourcing unrefined crops from these areas can reduce manufacturing costs by nearly half. Plants grown in unregulated soil absorb heavy metals through their roots. During extraction, these metals concentrate into the powder form. This results in trace amounts of lead or cadmium remaining, bypassing localized testing protocols. While the amounts in a single scoop are small, these metals can accumulate in the body over years of daily consumption. Choosing a product based solely on mass market affordability often means accepting a higher risk of long-term exposure to these heavy metals. The third failure point is about how the protein feels when you drink it, and the impact that engineering has on your digestion. Manufacturers often use xanthan gum, maltodextrin, and artificial thickeners to improve the experience. These additives are used for one reason: to make plant protein mimic the smooth texture of dairy-based whey. In this gut cross-section, thick synthetic gums coat the intestinal lining. This slows down the passage of food, interfering with nutrient absorption. This is a common cause of the bloating and gas many report after drinking budget plant proteins. It creates a strange situation where people switch to plant protein to avoid digestive issues, only to suffer the same symptoms because of the additives used to make it taste better. Demanding a milkshake texture often requires a level of processing that compromises the very digestive comfort the consumer was looking for. Now that we've seen why these brands failed, let's look at a protocol to find a clean, effective alternative. This is the Clean Protein Vetting Protocol. It's a simple decision tree that helps filter out low-quality brands based on your goals. If you're an athlete looking for performance, ignore the front marketing and check the back for a transparent amino acid profile. Look for at least 2.5 grams of leucine per serving. If they won't disclose that, the concentration is usually too low to be effective. If you have a sensitive stomach, the length of the ingredient list is your most important metric. Avoid products with more than 3 different gums or thickeners. You may accept an earthier taste, but your digestion will likely improve. Finally, if you are shopping on a budget, you must be aware of the price-to-quality correlation in this market. If a product is priced 30% lower than the industry average, there is a much higher probability of amino spiking or lower-grade sourcing. You are better off using a half scoop of a high-quality, tested protein than a full serving of a compromised budget brand. Real results require scrutiny. When it comes to plant protein, choosing the cheapest option often ends up being a biological sunk cost.